Kawasaki W800 Best Motorcycle Review, Air-cooled OHV Parallel Twin. Kawasaki's cute and authentically retro, bevel-drive twin has come and gone repeatedly since the original's launch in W650, actually 675 cubic centimeters, 49 brake horsepower form back in 1999. Beating Hinckley Triumph's revived Bonneville to the punch, it paid homage to the Japanese firm's first motorcycle, the 1966 650 cubic centimeters W1, itself based on BSA's old A7. But although praised for its 1960s authenticity, its appeal was limited by flaccid performance. The 2001 790 cubic centimeters Bonnie produced 62 brake horsepower, and was dropped in 2006. It was reintroduced in 2011 as the fuel-injected W800, dropped again due to Euro 4 in 2016 and, heavily reworked, Kawasaki claim, despite appearances, 90% is new, is now back again. 2019 saw the introduction of the hunched-over Cafe and flat-barred street, with Kawasaki introducing a third pure W800 to the 2020 lineup. The Cafe model's cowl is neat and stylish but doesn't really do much. Dropped ace bars aren't as extreme as they look and are certainly not uncomfortable. In fact, it reminds very much of Royal Enfield's 650 Continental GT in this respect. New LED headlight is a stylish, welcome modern addition. Elsewhere, the metallic black W800 Street promised a more traditional upright appeal for the retro enthusiast. 700 pounds less than the Cafe at its launch, other changes included a different seat and silver rims. The latest W800 gets a 19 inches front wheel compared to the other model's 18-incher and is covered in chrome and detailing. The engine also gets a silver finish and chrome tank emblems. This, plus longer mudguards and old-style indicators and mirrors, mean this bike's character is more sunny Sunday where its siblings are trendy urban. The previous W650/800 was always one of the most authentic retros, and the same is true of these latest versions. On the slight downside, there are a few niggles, plasticky guards, no metal tank badge on some models, and, like most 47 brake horsepower bikes, it's a fairly underwhelming performer. The biggest of all, though, is the price. The old WS, the last in 2016 being just over £7,000, undercut comparable Triumphs. This one's more. And although higher quality than the Enfield, the £3,500 difference is difficult to justify. Ride quality and brakes. A classic-style, tubular steel twin-loop frame is claimed to be more rigid than on previous machines, as are the larger diameter forks, complete with stiffer springs. For the Cafe and the Street, there are also tasty new wire wheels, with an 18-incher at the front in place of the previous W800's 19, while there's a larger 320mm front disc, up from 300mm, although still grabbed by a twin-piston caliper. There's a new disc at the rear to replace the drum, while both front and back are now ABS. It's as easy as pie to ride with light steering, but don't expect a Thruxton R beater. Unlike these two machines, the 2020 W800 regains the 19 inches front wheel, plus narrower and less pulled back bars than the Street, giving a riding position and steering response that are more, well, convincing. Engine. What makes the W800 so convincingly period is the crankshaft. Other parallel twins use a 270 firing interval to sound and feel similar to a 90V twin, but Kawasaki have stuck with a 360 crank where the pistons rise and fall together. This gives a distinct exhaust note, far more reminiscent of an old Bonneville or Commando, and also of a BMW Boxer, as it happens, and a different feel. With just 47 brake horsepower, A2 legal, the W800's power delivery is easygoing and relaxed, the twin thrumming politely beneath you. Off the throttle it's pleasant, unthreatening and easy with an elastic mid-range that doesn't really care which gear you're in and an 8,000 RPM redline that's pointless getting anywhere near. It gathers speed rather than accelerates, has dual P-shooter silencers and, if required, will cruise at 80 on motorways and top out just above a ton. But it would really rather not. The balance shaft does a decent job of eliminating tingles while still allowing you to feel the engine's character. It's a pity that most of the vibes arrive at 3,500 RPM, as this is 60 miles per hour in top, fifth the year. Reliability and build quality. The old version of the W800 was solid, and there's no reason to think that the new one should be any less so. Plus, the build quality is excellent, there's a 2-year warranty and Kawasaki enjoy a strong UK dealer network. Our one owner's review of the Kawasaki W800 also awards the bike a 5.5 for build quality and reliability. Value versus rivals. The A2 compliant, retro roadster class was one of 2019's most competitive, and it continues to roll on into the new decade, with the arrival of the straight-laced W800 model for 2020 injecting new blood into the fashionable genre. All three of the Kawasaki variants, the Cafe, Street and W800, face some stiff competition from around the globe, however nothing else offers such a truly authentic retro experience. Not as punchy as an 8,100 pounds, 2020 pricing, Triumph Street Twin, or as eager as a Moto Guzzi V7, it's the most convincing classic Brit on the market right now, outshining Triumph's fleet of Bonnevilles, which all feel thoroughly modern by comparison. Then there's the Royal Enfield Interceptor, from 5,699 pounds, 2020, and Continental GT, from 5,899 pounds, 2020, 650 twins, which undercut the rest of the class with their exceptional value for money. It is also important to note that the V7 and Street Twin require restriction kits to become A2 compliant. Priced at £8,399 for the cheapest street model, the Kawasaki is a heavier investment than the Enfields, however it is very competitive when compared with its larger capacity rivals, with the 2020 V7 Special also setting you back £8,699. Equipment. From the rider's eye, the view forward on the W800 was always one of the most authentically retro, and the new versions continue that classy, old-world feel. From the neat, twin analog dials, which incorporate the warning lights, to the cute fairing on the Cafe, pleasing, old-style metal switchgear and even the purpose-built round front BrakeMaster cylinder, everything is just right and classy in quality, too, as both span-adjustable clutch and brake levers prove. It makes a Yamaha XSR 700 look nasty, a basic Bonnie seem budget, and Royal Enfield 650 appear just a bit flimsy. The W650/800 has always had retro detailing that is among the best of the breed, and, especially in the Cafe trim, this new version continues the tradition. So, not only is it a proper, air-cooled twin, it has wire wheels, pea-shooter exhaust, Lucas-style taillight, twin dials and even rubber fork gaiters and tank knee pads as standard. Are you listening, Triumph?